Welcome, everyone, to Inside Outside Yoga, the Valentine's Day edition. Okay, you don't actually have to celebrate Valentine's. It could be the middle of summer. This is just heart opening posture. It has nothing to do with Valentine's Day, other than for some reason we all think we have to celebrate it. Anyway, I'm celebrating Valentine's Day by doing yoga with you and doing some heart opening. So join me on the mat. Find your way to a nice, easy seat. And we'll just take some deep breaths just to arrive. So as we're arriving, which just means we're shutting off the proverbial phone calls, we're in an out of office mode. Right now it's about you. It's about you and what is going to really make you feel happy today. So as we're arriving, let's talk about your heart chakras. So the heart chakra is thought to have some physical and emotional responses when it is imbalanced or underused. Sometimes we don't use it enough. If it's the physical ailments could be many things, but among them, poor circulation, maybe some heart conditions or some lung conditions. But the things that I really want to focus on are the emotional aspects of unused, underutilized, blocked, or maybe dirty. We have to clean it out. Heart chakra. And that would be things like fear of intimacy or choosing unhealthy relationships. But it could also be things like you're just emotionally discharged some way, or you're feeling a little depressed. We all do from time to time. So let's work on that little heart chakra right now. So in our easy seat, let's just take 3 deep breaths, closing your eyes or softening your gaze. With each exhale, just allowing your shoulders to release. Sometimes we hold our tension right up here, and let's see if we can let go of some of that tension. At the bottom of your 3rd breath, hands on our knees. We'll just do some chest circles. So that means bringing my heart space forward, leading with my heart, making a circle forward. Doesn't matter to which direction. I happen to be starting at my right knee and moving to my left, but it doesn't matter. Let your heart lead going forward and then collapse a little bit going back. We have to let our heart be our guide sometimes, and then sometimes we have to tell our heart to quiet down, simmer down. Okay, let's switch directions here. All right, and we're going to do some seated cat-cow. So again, holding the knees, inhaling chest forward and back. And while we're here, just kind of doing these seated cat-cows, I want to remind everyone to please, please, please listen to your body. Listen to your heart. Never go into pain. Listen to what your body needs. Listen to what your heart needs. All right. Right hand comes down to the mat next to your thigh. Inhale, left hand overhead. Pressing in to the mat with your left sits bone. And release, coming to the other side. We're going to do a little twist here. So inhaling up, now we're going to twist to the right. So left hand on right knee, spine nice and tall, belly button to spine. And we'll do a little side bend again. So holding my left hand on my right knee, inhale, right hand up and over. And release. And coming back center, right fingers rising up. And exhale, twisting to the left. Remember, spine long, belly button into the spine. Now hand to knee. Inhale, left hand up, arcing over to the right. And release. Okay, we're going to go into some moon a variation of moon salutation. So I'm going to roll out of this into a lightning posture. Do you remember lightning? So knees, I'm on my knees, and I'm going to sit my way back on my heels. Now, variations. If you need to, you can put a blanket, thin blanket underneath the knees, and you can, if needed, even add a block in under your hips. So we have lots of options here. Don't feel like you have to do it this way. Okay, so from here, we'll inhale, shoulders up to the ears, exhale, release. Inhale, spine long, and exhale, we're going to do a little back bend. So I'm going to send either you can do one of, actually, let's just all do this. Okay, palms to the mat, fingers facing away from you. Inhale, your heart space open. So this is all about opening that heart space. I'm going to talk about that a lot. That's what we're doing here. And exhale, coming up, spine nice and long, and reaching forward. Inhale, coming back. This time, you can either do what we just did with our palms on the mat or interlace the fingers, sending the interlaced fingers toward the mat, toward your toes, opening up that chest, pulling the shoulders down. Maybe smile here. Look what you're doing for yourself. And release. This time, bringing the fingers around in front of you, interlace those fingers, palms out, reaching forward, arcing the back. And release. Okay, so from here, inhale, arms up overhead, and as I do, I'm going to come up into a kneeling position. Palms are together. Okay, exhale, hands to heart. As I do this, I'm going to put all my weight on my left knee and slide my right foot forward. So I can kind of press forward here. So I'm not in a super neutral. I have my right foot forward. It's a low lunge. I can press into my hips here. Okay, so here, breathing, pressing into those hips. Inhale, arms up overhead. Palms together. Exhale, baby micro back bend. Inhale, coming back out of the back bend. And exhale, arms float down into a T. Inhale, opening up the chest. Exhale, pulling the pinkies back behind you. I just hit my rose. I don't know if you noticed that, but I've got a single rose. Okay, inhale, I'm going to twist my body, sending my right fingertips forward, left fingertips to the front of the room. And release, and now we'll go to the other side. All right, so inhale, and checking that your knee, front knee, doesn't collapse in. Keep that over your ankle. And come back to center. Excellent. Now inhale, the arms up overhead, palms together. Slide the right foot back to kneeling. And exhale, bringing the palms together to the heart, coming back into our lightning posture. Take a moment to breathe here and to really connect with your body. Maybe you have some of those physical or those emotional ailments, and maybe you don't. But if you did, let's just focus on those. Okay, so let's do the same thing on the other side. So inhale, arms up overhead, coming to a kneeling position, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Holding our hearts here, shoulders back, palms here, recognizing our heart. Inhale, sliding the left foot forward. And again, you're a little more forward. So I can press into the hip. Inhale, arms up overhead, palms together. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, come out of the back bend, and exhale, allow your hands to come down into a T. It's a T. Inhale, heart space open. Exhale, pulling the pinkies back behind you. Inhale, this time we're twisting left fingertips back, right fingertips forward. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twisting to the other side, knocking your single rose. Just kidding. Check in on your knee, make sure it doesn't collapse. And come back to center. Excellent. Inhale those arms up overhead, palms together. And exhale, coming back to a kneeling position. So sliding the left foot back, palms to heart, and come back to our lightning posture. Wonderful. All right. Are we ready? We're going to do a little flow here. Remember, if at any point something's not feeling right, going back into this posture or easy seat or child's pose is totally cool and cool. All right. So from here, we're going to roll forward into a tabletop. And let's take a moment here in this tabletop, checking in. Wrists are under shoulders, knees under hips. But remember, don't let the wrists and the knee do all the work. It's also fingers and toes, tops of the feet. And we'll do some cat-cows. Okay, so really breathing and being mindful of the breath, being mindful of the lower back, being mindful of the heart space. At your pace, coming through some cat-cows, thinking about the belly as it drops into cow and how it rises to the spine in cat. All right, and let's come back into our table, our neutral table, and we'll start our flow. So from here, we're actually going to go into a supported side plank. I'm going to use my left leg first to be my support. So I'm going to take it out to the side of my mat, pressing through my left hand, reaching right leg straight and out. Inhale my right hand up toward the ceiling, pulling the belly button to the spine, activating my side body. Take one more breath, inhaling deeply, and release, coming down into our table, knees together. Now here, keeping my hips nice and high, we're going to go down into a puppy. So reaching my arms forward, chin or forehead comes to the mat, stretching the side body. From here, we're going to move into a Sphinx posture. So moving through the center, coming down onto the mat, belly is on the mat, tops of the feet are on the mat, palms are by my face, forearms pressing into the mat. Inhale, opening that heart space. Exhale, release. Moving the hands to press back into our table. All right, from the table, we're going to do the same thing the other side. Okay, hinging the right leg out this time, sending the left leg out, moving the right hand to support underneath your shoulder. Inhale, left fingertips up toward the ceiling. Really pulling the belly button in, feeling that side body underneath you supported. Fingertips up. And release. And we'll do the same thing here. Hips high, reaching out to puppy. Flowing through the center, let's move into Sphinx. Belly down, chin down. Inhale, pressing through palm and forearm. Exhale, release. Pressing through, come back into our table. Now remember with table, if the knees are hurting, you can always put a nice blanket underneath, a thin blanket. Okay, so this time you can do the same thing or join me in a little bit more of a full side plank. So I'm going to move my left hand, and this is how I transition. I stretch my right leg out first and then my left, and they can be stacked or staggered, yogi's choice. Really pull the side body in, belly button is active. If you are sagging, go back to a supported plank. It's okay. Inhale, right fingertips up toward the ceiling, opening up that chest. Take 2 breaths. And release. Bring the palms down, and I'm going to do a supported plank, but if you want to do full plank, you can. Holding on my supported plank, stretching my spine out, belly button to spine. I'm going to exhale, releasing all the way down. Now from here, we're going to do a little cobra. So pressing through my hips, my thighs, my feet. Inhale into a baby cobra. Chest open, shoulders down, and release. Press back through to our table, and we'll do the other side. Okay, weight goes onto the right hand, right wrist under the shoulder. Reach my left foot out, and then stack or stagger the left foot underneath or right foot underneath. Reach the left fingertip up toward the ceiling, really pulling in your side body. Hips are, ooh, they're active. Belly button to spine. Take one more nice deep breath here. And this time we'll release and maybe stay in full plank. But you do you. Pull the belly button to the spine, nice and tall, sending energy out the heels and slowly lowering down. Again, flipping those feet, maybe this time a little king cobra. Listen to your lower back though. Inhale the spine out away from you. So we're not just going up. Inhale away and then up, allowing the heart space to open. Listen to your lower back and release. Come through here into our table. We have one last one of these. Okay, this time we're going to go into a little star or side star. So I'm going to take all my weight on my left hand under the left shoulder, reach my right leg out, left leg follows, inhale my right hand up. Now you can stay here, stay and you're supported, or let the right leg float up. And one more breath, inhale and exhale, release. Coming into our plank, slowly lowering down into plank. This time bring heels to hips, fingertips come back toward, well, maybe you're reaching your heels, maybe you can grab your feet. We're going to do bow later, but right now, just finding your way here is good. And release. Come back to table. You guessed it. You guys are so smart. Okay, same thing on the other side. Weight goes onto right hand under right shoulder, reaching left leg out, followed by right. Left fingertips up, holding where you need to hold, or inhale left foot up. And release, same thing, coming into plank, holding plank, inhale, sending energy out the heels, opening up that heart, and release all the way down. This time, maybe grabbing those feet if you can reach them. If not, you do you. And then kicking into that feet, a little baby bow would be great. Opening up the heart. Let's breathe into it. And release. Oh my gosh, just take a little nap here. Actually, that sounds great. So let's press back. We'll do a little child's pose here. Knees as wide as the mat, toes together, sending the hips down to the heels, reaching the hands out. And just come to a place of peace or space, of peace, of quiet. 2 to 3 slow breaths here. Listen to your breath. All right, we have one last little part of the flow, and then we'll be ready to close out our class. All right, from our child's pose, let's roll back up into our table one last time. I'm just kidding. He'll probably have to do it one more time after that, but pressing through the fingers, curling the toes, sending the hips up. We'll do a little down dog here. So let's take a moment with this down dog action. Maybe pedaling out. And in this one, we're going to go into a 3-legged dog, stacking the hips, and then into a flip, so into wild child. If that is not floating for you, you can just work on your down dog from here or go into child. Okay, so from here, pressing our weight into the left foot, inhale the right leg up. Balance those hips, breathe into this. Inhale, bend the right knee, exhale, right knee to right elbow. See, hold it here for a moment and see if you could open up that chest a little bit instead of collapsing in. All right, press out, kicking back into a 3-legged dog, right heel is up. Exhale, bending the right knee, sending the right heel over to the left, stacking the hips. Now, maybe this is as far as you go. You just want to stack your hips here. That's totally fine. Or maybe you want to let that heel drop so that you flip and you can send your right fingertips back behind you, opening up your heart space. Hello, flower. Isn't it pretty? I love my rose. Take one more breath here and then slowly lower down onto your feet. No, your hips. So your butt down there, whatever it is. We're going to do a little reverse plank in a moment, but we're going to start by reaching our legs out in front of us. Inhale, arms up overhead, and exhale, folding forward towards the toes. Maybe your shins, blocks, feet, ankles, whatever. Keep that spine nice and tall. Exhale, maybe bend a little bit more. And release. Bringing the hands so that the fingers are facing the hips. Palms are on the mat. We'll press through the arms, press through the heels, keeping the legs super active. And inhale, sending the hips out and the chest open. Take one more deep breath and exhale, release. All right. So from here, we're going to do a little rolling action. I'm going to bring my knees into the chest and I'm going to roll back and forth. I hold the backs of my thighs. That seems to work for me. And I'm just rolling back and forth. Now, if this doesn't feel good on your spine, just meet me in table on the other side. Okay, so now I'm coming over onto the other side. I've crossed my ankles, sent my energy through, and now I'm facing the wrong way. What? Yeah, I know. It actually messes me up a little bit too, but that's part of the point, is to get out of that comfort zone. Sometimes when we get into routine, we have such a hard time getting out of that routine, and we need to. All right, from our table, curling our toes, pressing through the fingers, send the hips back, down dog. Take a moment of stillness here to send that energy down the backs of the legs. Really allow the head to become heavy and to acknowledge the fact that you may or may not run into your furniture behind you. Okay, hopefully it won't. All right, so pressing through here, pressing into the right foot this time. Inhale, left hip, heel up. Keep the hips balanced. Inhale, exhale, left knee bends, kisses left elbow. Sounds like a poem. Inhale, heel back. Exhale, bending the left knee, left heel goes to the right, stacking the hips. I was laughing at myself because I had an accent and I don't really have an accent. Okay. All right. Now you can stay right here or flip that dog. So allow the heel to fall down. Allow your necklace to fall in your mouth and allow your left hand to reach out behind you, opening up that heart space, pulling that belly button in. Your heart is open. You are ready to receive. And I'm ready for us to come back down. All right, one last time. Coming down to the mat. Reach those legs out. This time, one more time. Inhale, fingertips up. Exhale, diving forward. And release those fingers. Allow the back. Actually, let's bring the feet onto the mat. Knees are bent. Slowly bring the spine down. And we'll bring those knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. One important part of the heart opening chakra is to remember that the first person who should love you is you. And sometimes you just need to forgive yourself for being human. We are imperfect. And that's okay. Okay, we're going to rock back again. This time when we rock back, what we're going to do is we're going to end up in our seated position, how we will close out class. Okay, so I'm going to release. I'm just going to rock. I'm going to do about 3 times because for me it feels good, but if for you it doesn't, don't do it. All right, rolling then into our nice seated position. Hello, look at that. Came full circle. It's all good. And we'll find our way just into a nice easy seat again. We'll take a few breaths here. Inhaling the spine long. Exhaling, rooting into the mat. Inhale, opening up that heart space, shoulders down. Exhale, feeling your sits bones, your spine, everything rooting into the mat. And release. And we'll do 3 breaths together. Before we do that, I want you to consider, what is something that you are thankful for? What is something that you love to do? What is something that's positive that you can put into the universe, right? So think about the things that make you happy, that bring you joy. I have a beautiful rose that my husband gave me, and I love it because it symbolizes something from him, but not everyone likes roses. I'm also wearing my alma mater t-shirt. It makes me happy. I remember a good time. All right, so from here, let's inhale our arms up overhead, thinking about something we are thankful for. I am thankful for my rose. Exhale, hands to heart. This time, I want you to think about something that you really love. What is something that brings you joy to do? Inhale, arms up overhead. I love splitboarding and the universities I went to. Exhale, hands to heart. And one last time, what's something positive that you can put into the universe? Inhale, hands up, circling up. I love being able to teach yoga to others, hoping to bring them happiness and joy and health. Exhale, hands to heart. Feel your heart beating beneath your thumbs, your hands, bowing here. You are alive. You are beautiful. And I hope you find happiness and joy today. Namaste. Welcome, everyone, to